Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Tom Holland, where he's come from, where he trained, his method, what he's been in, and we're going to be determining how I can use that and what I have took from Tom Holland as an actor. So there you go, you see a picture of Tom Holland there, one of his headshots from online, and yeah. Okay, so where did Tom Holland train? Well, originally he was enrolled into a dance class where his dance choreographer saw his potential and put him up for an audition for Billy Elliot, the musical. So before that, he wasn't really classically trained. He dabbled and he enjoyed dance, and when he got this dance class, his choreographer auditioned him for the part of Billy Elliot, or put him up for an audition for Billy Elliot. And eventually in 2008 he got a supporting role in Billy Elliot, and in 2010 he got a lead role in the musical. In 2012 Tom went to the Brit School of Performing Arts and Technology at age 16. So what was his inspiration for becoming an actor? Well, like a lot of us, we enjoy dance, we enjoy listening to music, and Tom was no different. He enjoyed listening to the work of Janet Jackson, and he was quite fond of dancing to her music, to her videos, and so his mum saw his great potential, and then that's where the dance class came in. His mum signed him up for a dance class, and that started off his career, basically. Originally, Tom was in a all-boys Catholic school, so it was just about, this was what he enjoyed doing, and his mum getting that ball rolling. So Tom's film debut was in a film called The Impossible, which was in 2012. He played a teenage tourist who got caught in a tsunami. Obviously 2012, he was 16 at the time, and yeah, that was Tom's film debut. But his most recent film, as a lot of us know, is Spider-Man No Way Home. The Spider-Man franchise has soared and rocketed Tom to international fame. As the films are seen worldwide, it's a massive company, Marvel. And yeah, this was the most recent film in 2021. One of my favourite Tom Holland quotes, because I relate to it quite strongly, is the harder you try, the better the impression you set on the people around you. Obviously I relate to this because I do try a lot in my professional life, and I want to be noticed, and I want people to help me build that ladder, to climb that ladder, and to better myself, get myself those skills that are needed. So what is Tom Holland's acting style? Well, I like to think it's quite comedic. He's quite flexible with what he can play, obviously doing musical theatre and now film work. He's very flexible. He can go from dramatic to comedic, and those comedic lines, those quips, those comebacks, they're really funny, really entertaining to watch and listen to. I think as a character it's quite naive as well. He's quite young, and so he's quite relatable, and he does a bit of method acting as well when getting ready for the role of Spider-Man. Obviously he's from England and Peter Parker's from America, so he went over to an American school and studied there for a while undercover to get an idea of what Peter Parker's life would have been like. Spider-Man No Way Home is his most recent performance and my favourite performance of Tom Holland. And here you can see Tom Holland waving on set. His rendition of Spider-Man is again very comedic, getting in them quick lines to get back at the villains, you know, bit of back and forth, playing with them, but he can be quite naive as well. A lot of times it's Tom but it's Peter Parker that has created those issues for himself and that he has to fix, and it's the way that he reads those lines that can come across as quite naive. Yeah. So what do I like about his acting in this film? I've pretty much gone over it. I enjoy how he can be quick with those lines. He's got the right pacing. He can step back and be dramatic. There's lots of scenes where he's just like this, just holding the pause and being quite dramatic. And yes, so the contrast between those moments is very clear and very concise and very good. I also quite enjoy that he does quite a lot of his own stunts. I think that's very respectable. Obviously, dance background, gymnastics, he's very flexible and he can really bring Peter Parker to life, and that translates into how he plays Peter as well. He's able to portray that a lot stronger. How do I think his performance could have been improved? Well, again, it's that naivety. At times it just gets a little bit too far, and so bringing it in, reining it in, would enhance the piece. There's obviously the metaphor involved where of the naivety, where it's anyone can be a hero, and I love that message. But just bringing it in, it's making it relate to more people. I know at times it can be quite hard to watch compared to the other people who've played Spider-Man, but I do enjoy that relatability side of him. I think he portrays Peter Parker really well and Spider-Man really well, and the contrast in, again, those dramatic and the comedic coming together is quite strong. He's very good at relating with other characters and bringing those emotions to life. So what would I have done differently? Well, again, it's all pretty much the same thing. I think Tom Holland is an excellent actor, and so it would just be about bringing in those rough edges that I think are there of the naivety and stuff like that, and just reining it in like I think Tom Holland should. But I think, again, he's excellent at everything else, at portraying the characters really well. So my favourite clip of the show. And that was my favourite clip from Spider-Man No Way Home. And why is it my favourite clip? Well, again, at the start of the clip, I don't know why I quoted that. Like I was going to say peace, that's why. It's that dramatic part of it. He's trying to relate to the audience. It's a very serious part of the film. They're about to try and cure all of the villains and make them better. And so it's that dramatic side, and then it goes straight into this quite comedic part, this back and forth between all the Spider-Mans, talking about their experiences, talking about that web shooter. That part is really funny because obviously Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker make their own webs with web shooters, whereas Andrew Garfield, that's wrong. Tobey Maguire makes it out of his wrist, and so it's that back and forth and that little bit of banter between them that I really enjoy. Yeah, so it's that contrast. They really work well with each other. They're matching each other's levels, energy. They're giving each other time. They're reacting to what everyone's saying. There's a part where Andrew Garfield goes, "I'm lame," and you see Tobey Maguire go, because his next line is, "Step back, you're not lame." So I really enjoy how it's the contrast between the characters and the relationship that they're forming. This getting to know you part is really good as well, because obviously they are all the same character, but they're living completely different lives. So yeah, that's my presentation about Tom Holland, why I think he is a great actor, and I hope you've enjoyed this.